So today I would like to have a look through this book of puzzles. So you can see it is a variety puzzle book, and it is scribbled all over, but that's alright. And there's some images here of just some of the types of puzzles that are inside. Okay, so there's a lot of different puzzles that I have not tried before. You can see on this page it gives a list of all of the different puzzles here. So there's a lot. See there, and all these columns here. Okay. So I'm not going to do the puzzles, but what I'd like to do is just show you what they are and read the directions at the top for how to complete it. Okay, so this is one many of us have seen before. This is matchup 1. So what you need to do is have a look at all of the images. Now they all appear to be identical, but there are only 2 that are exactly identical. All of the details. Okay. So it's hard to resist to find the answer right now. Okay. So that is the first one. This one over here is called Quotefalls 1. So it says the letters in each vertical column go into the squares directly below them, but not necessarily in the order they appear. A black square indicates the end of a word. Okay, so we see the letters at the top. In this column, we have L, R, E, I. So it makes up some sort of word, or actually you just place the letters in the correct order. And it says when you have placed all the letters in their correct squares, you will be able to read a quotation across the diagram from left to right. Okay, so I don't think that the letters have to make up a word in the column. They just have to be placed in the right box in order to make a quotation reading the entire grid. Okay. Let's see, this one is just a word seek. So we know how to do these. There is a list of words to find hidden inside of the grid here. So you can see this one's already started. Some of the words have been found and circled. Okay. So that's a common one. This one here is called Places Please 1. So it says fill the diagram with all the words in the word list. The words from each group start on their matching number, okay? And they will read in all directions, forward, backward, up, down, and diagonally. Words from different groups sometimes overlap. Therefore, some letters will be used more than once. We have started the puzzle for you. When the puzzle is completed, all the squares will be filled. Okay, so we see they started with number 11. Okay, number 11 has the words fade, fear, and feature. And we see they started at box 11 and put the words in fear, fade, and feature is going down diagonally. So when all of the words are placed, everything should make sense. Okay, let's see. This one here is called Codeword. Codeword is a special crossword puzzle in which conventional clues are omitted. Instead, answer words in the diagram are represented by numbers. Each number represents a different letter of the alphabet, and all of the letters of the alphabet are used. When you are sure of a letter, put it in the code key chart and cross it off in the alphabet box. A group of letters has been inserted to start you off. Okay, so they let you know. Looks like a traditional crossword puzzle. But number 21 will always be a B. Number 7 is a U. And number 4 is an S. So you would start by filling in all the numbers 21 with a B, 7 with a U, and 4 with an S. And then you can start to figure out words and what other letters correspond with the numbers. Okay. And down below we have Scrambled Up. It says match up each group of letters in column A with one group each from columns B and C. Let me open this up for a second. To form the names of breakfast buffet items. Each letter group will be used once. Do not switch the order of a group of letters. Alright, so for example, I just figured one out. Group A has BI, and I matched that up with SCU from group B. So BI, SCU, and then from group C we have IT. So when put all together, it makes the word biscuit, which is a breakfast item. Okay. Over here is fill in the answers to the clues by using all the syllables in the syllabox. The number of syllables to be used in each answer is shown in parentheses. The number of letters in each answer is indicated by the dashes. words are correctly filled in, their first and last letters, reading down, will reveal an epigram preceded by its author's name. Okay, so we have the syllabox here. Alright, so we see the first one, for example, is, it says there's 2 syllables in the parentheses there. So they used C-A-L, which is 1 syllable, cal, and then they used lus, L-O-U-S, and they've crossed those 2 syllables out. And there is a clue that says hardened. So they formed the word callous. Okay, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. Okay, and you have to use all the syllables to make words, and it gives you a clue. So let's see on this page. This one is called Classified Ads. It says, fill in the spaces with answers that begin and end with the given letters and fit the categories shown. Answers may be any length. For example, in number 1 below, you must think of a building beginning with the letter S and ending with the letter Y, a city in New York beginning with the letter Y and ending with the letter S, and so on. There are many possible solutions. So we see here this one, we've started it. The first example, building type is the category. It has to start with an S and end with a Y. And then this category comes next, city in New York. And it needed to start with a Y and end with an S. So we didn't get the building type, but we got Yonkers for city in New York. Okay. And down below that we have triangle quotes. Each letter in the quotation is represented by a number that you can determine by counting the number of triangles in the symbol next to the letter. Place the letters on the correspondingly numbered blanks to reveal the triangle quote. So you would look at this first triangle here and count as many triangles as you can see. So there's more than it would appear to be at first look. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and 7. I don't know, there's more, but so however many you find, you place an S on that number line. Okay, on this page we have camouflage. It says the answers to the clues can be found in the diagram, but they have been camouflaged. Their letters are in correct order, but sometimes are separated by extra letters that have been inserted throughout the diagram. You must black out all the extra letters. Each of the remaining letters will be used in a word reading across and a word reading down. Solve the across and down together to determine the correct letters where there is a choice. The number of answer words in a row or column is indicated by the number of clues. Okay, this is a little complicated. So for number 1, motto or thing of value. So one here we see starts with the S, but you have to find a word. You may have to skip some letters. Thing of value. Okay, so here we have escalators. Looks like this. Okay, so escalators. It says write the 6-letter answer to clue 1 in the first space. Drop 1 letter and rearrange the remaining letters to answer clue. Next, put the dropped letter into column A. Drop another letter and rearrange the remaining letters to answer clue 3. Put the dropped letter into column B. Follow this pattern for each row in the diagram. When completed, the letters in column A and column B, reading down, will spell related words, a compound word, or a phrase. So it's tough. Okay, so if you can figure out clue number 1, it says Danish, e.g. So let's just say you figured it out. You would write the 6-letter word. Let's just say it's cheese, like a cheese Danish. That's 6 letters. Then you would drop one of those letters and put the remaining letters into box number 2 in a different order. That would be the answer to clue number 2. Says grading. Okay, so then you place the dropped letter in column A and write the word right here. And then you would look at number 3, shadow box, and you would use the remaining letters to rearrange them. Put them over here. Put the dropped letter in column B. And then reading down will be something else that makes sense. Okay, related words, a compound word, or a phrase. This one is a logic problem. This is hard, but these are fun to do. Alright, so we know how these work. It tells you a story and gives you some kind of rules about the story, details, and then it asks you questions that you have to try to figure out from the details given. So, those are fun. And they have a chart below so that you can try to keep track of anything that you've been able to figure out. This one is called Flower Power. So, Flower Power, the answers to this petaled puzzle will go in a curve from the number on the outside to the center of the flower. Each number in the flower will have 2 5-letter answers. One goes in a clockwise direction and the second in a counterclockwise direction. So it tells you down here what your clues are. And then you can see number 17 here. One answer will go this way and one answer will come down this way. Okay, so they will share this space right here. Then all of the other words will come and they'll kind of cross over each other and share letters. It's a little more complicated shape of a crossword puzzle. Okay. Okay, now this one here is called Kakuro 1. This grid right here, you see? So it looks like another differently shaped crossword puzzle. It says to solve Kakuro puzzles, also known as sum totals and cross sums, place one digit, 1 through 9, no zeros, in each square, so that the sum of the numbers in each group of squares across or down is the number given. Okay, so we see this one says 32, so you must place numbers 1 through 9, whichever you'd like, to add up to 32. The number below a diagonal line is the sum of the numbers below it. So like right here you see there's a 6 under the 29. So down here these numbers should add up to 6. The number above a diagonal line is the sum of the numbers to the right of it. So that would go across 29. It says important, no digit is used more than once in any group of squares leading to a sum. Okay, so you have to mix it up. Alright, let's see. This next one here. This one is called What's Left. So this one says, following the instructions, cross off words in the diagram. Okay, so here's the diagram. When you are finished, the remaining words will form a message reading left to right, line by line. It says some words may be eliminated by more than one of the instructions. Words that have been crossed off may be used to eliminate other words. Okay, so let's see about this one. The first instruction is to cross off all 4-letter words whose letters are in reverse alphabetical order. Alright, so if we look at the first word, it's boop. I think that one falls into that category. It's a 4-letter word, and alphabetically the letters are backward. P-O-O. Oh no, that's not true. Those ones are in the right direction. So it would have to be the next one, tied, and the top one in there. So they are in reverse order. So T comes after I comes after E, and E comes after D. So that one would be crossed off. So I guess eventually you cross enough off and get your answer. And then this one down below, it's called chips. So it says place the chips of words on the dashes, 1 letter per dash, to discover a saying. When a word contains an even number of letters, it is split in half to form 2 chips. If it contains an odd number of letters, the extra letter is added to the second chip. For example, even would be split into EV and EN, and odd, that's this one down here, would be split into O and then DD, so it separates the words. And that looks like a hard one. Alright, so this one over here is called Crypto Families 1. And it says each crypto family is a list of related words in code. Each family has its own code. When you have identified a word, use the known letters to help decode the other words in the family. So the first family is blooming plants. Here, it's all mixed up letters. So each family has its own code. When you have identified a word, use the known letters to help decode the other words. Okay. And there's that's on this page. Breakfast foods and words that go after great. These other three categories: occupations, state birds, and auto parts store. And then we have double trouble on both of these pages here. So double trouble says, not really double trouble, but double fun. Solve this puzzle as you would a regular crossword, except place 1, 2, or 3 letters in each box. The number of letters in each answer is shown in parentheses after its clue. So one across is friend. And you see the boxes are a little wider. And it says there are 7 letters in that answer. There's 3 boxes. So, that's interesting. You can put, let's just say it's amigo. Is that 7 letters? A-M, no, that's not. Friend, 7 letters. I don't know, I can't think right now. But you can separate the letters into these 3 boxes. It's tough. And then we have pencil pusher down at the bottom here. Can you draw the figure below without lifting your pencil from the paper, without crossing a line, and without retracing any lines? I like that one. I've seen that one like online. So you see the boxes there. So you have to trace the shape without lifting the pencil and without crossing a line, and no retracing. I'm going to try that one later. And then another double trouble here. Double trouble 2. Solve this puzzle as you would a regular crossword. Looks like it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. And then we have code breaker. So code breaker says each group, see the letters here, of 5 letters is a word in a simple substitution code. The same code is used throughout. The clue next to each group gives you one of the real letters. The 10 clues give you the 10 letters used to form all the words. I don't understand that one. The same code is used throughout. This one says, oh, I see. So it says one letter is V. So they give us P, F, S, Q, X. One of those letters is really a V. And that counts for the rest of the words. Okay. Okay, what's next? Double treble 3, double treble 4. So I guess those ones are good. They kind of probably take a while to complete. Here is Scorewords. Scorewords right here says, fill in this diagram with words, but try not to use any letter of the alphabet more than once. Score 1 point for each different letter you use. Include the letters of the given word in your score. We have given you 3 diagrams to work with, so fill them in and select your best score. Alright, so you can choose any word that you'd like, but you just can't use the same letter twice. So they started off with Cupid in each of the boxes. You can make up whatever words you like. That one doesn't look too hard. And then the next one down is called Split Personalities. So it says the names of 8 Super Bowl MVPs have been split into 2 letter segments. The letters in each segment are in order, but the segments have been scrambled. For each group, can you put the pieces together to identify the MVP? I would be horrible at that. Let's see, the second one says Joe Namath. I got that one. Okay, and then this one down at the bottom is called Blips. It says place one of the given letters in each circle to form 9 3-letter words reading from top to bottom. Okay. Use each letter only as many times as it is listed. Do not repeat a word in your solution. So place one of the given letters in each circle. Oh, I see. So one letter goes at the top and it fits as the first letter for going down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's interesting. And then on the other side, we have Jigsaw squares. So this one says, your goal is to fit the puzzle pieces into their proper places in the diagram to reveal an anecdote. Let's see that there. Fill the diagram by placing the puzzle pieces horizontally into their corresponding sections. This one looks complicated. Of the diagram. Oh, there's the diagram there, okay. The 16 sections are identified by letter number combinations A1, A2, A3. The anecdote reads left to right, line by line. A black square indicates the end of a word. Words do not necessarily end at the end of a line. Okay. One puzzle piece has been entered for you. Okay. That one looks tough. Alright, this one here. This one is called Alphabet Soup. So for Alphabet Soup 1, you insert a different letter of the alphabet into each of the 26 empty boxes to form words of 5 or more letters reading across. The letter you insert may be at the beginning, the end, or in the middle of a word. Each letter of the alphabet will be used only once. Cross off each letter in the list as you use it. All the letters in each row are not necessarily used in forming the word. Okay. So for example, in the first row across, we have inserted the letter G to form the word segment. Alright, that one looks pretty interesting. And then you have fill in 1. It says the entries for this puzzle are given to you, listed alphabetically according to length. Across and down words are all mixed together, and you are to find their proper places in the diagram. Alright, so they don't tell you anything. It's all about putting the letters in the right place. And down below we have drop-ins. So for drop-ins it says using only the letters given in the box, fill in all the dashes to form 8-letter words. Each letter is used only once. Okay. That one seems pretty straightforward. Here we have brick by brick. It's this one at the top. Brick by brick. So this one says rearrange this stack of bricks to form a crossword puzzle. The clues will help you fit the bricks into their correct places. Row 1 has been filled in for you. Use the bricks to fill in the remaining spaces. Okay, so you have the bricks here, so I guess you have to use the entire block there. Alright, so the 3 clues were cathedral recess, stick-on design, and bargain. And the answers were apps, decal, and deal. Okay. And then over here we have a Sudoku, which I know is a popular game. So you just place a number in each empty box so that each row, column, and 9-box square contains the numbers 1 through 9. Okay. This one over here. This one is called Framework. Okay, so we see a groups of words. So this one says, these words are listed in alphabetical order according to length. Fit them into their proper places in the framework. Just down here, the grid. This puzzle has been started for you with the entry Sweet. Now look for a 6-letter entry starting with S. Continue working this way until the puzzle is completed. Okay. And then on this side is another framework, but it looks like it has numbers. Okay, so it's framework 1, framework 2, framework 3, 4, and 5. So just the same instructions with different categories. This one has numbers. This one down here says fill in the empty squares in the diagram with the given letters to form common words. Okay, so it's this one is filled in a lot already, and you just have to fill it in with using all of these letters to make words. Kind of like Scrabble, I guess. And then this one on this side says when you've completed this framework correctly, read the words in the outlined boxes in order from top to bottom to reveal a quotation. Okay, so you have your words here, your word bank, and the bold words will make a quote. And not sure about that bottom one. Can't. Okay, lots of different types of framework games. So here's this one's just categorized by number of letters in the word. Okay, doesn't look like anything is filled in for you. This grid is larger, looks like. Looks like it might be kind of hard. I'll have to try one day. And this one is the same numbers of letters in the word. Looks pretty tough. Okay, here we have a game called Family Ties. Okay, so for this one, it says each group contains 4 unrelated words. Without rearranging the letters, change one letter in each of the words to form 4 related words. Okay, that looks fun. Nice game. So, for example, if you have rise, lilt, patsy, and iris, you can change those to rose, lily, pansy, and iris. So all flowers. Okay. This one is fore and aft. Fore and aft. It says enter the answers to the clues into their correspondingly numbered boxes. It says the words will begin or end with a letter in lemon drops. Okay, so lemon drops is down the middle, so all the words will fit somehow with those letters. It says when finished, the first letters of the words on the left side and the last letters of the words on the right side will spell out a related phrase. Okay. And then over here is another logic problem. So that's pretty self-explanatory. They give you a story, and then you have to kind of figure out whatever it is they're asking you. These are hard, but they're fun to do. This one is called the Blue Rose. Okay, next we have crypto families 2. So it says each crypto family is a list of related words in code. Each family has its own code. When you have identified a word, use the known letters to help decode the other words in the family. That's this one here. So the families are firefighting, Sasquatch, get a ticket. Okay. So I guess you kind of figure out which letters mean or code for other letters to make words that fit into the category. Okay. There's also 2 first name singers, like Etta James, for example. Alright, so I guess you just have to be good with knowing the category and being able to know by the number of letters in the name. Alright. And then we have letter boxes on this side. It says, can you find the correct places for the words in the words list? The starting letters for all the words are given in the circles. Letters may be used as parts of other words because of overlapping or crossing. The words read in a straight line and in all directions, forward, backward, up, down, and diagonally. Do not pass over a black square as you are solving. It says when the puzzle is completely solved, there will be a letter in every space. We have filled in one word to start you off. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Just try to fill in the whole grid with all the words. Then down here we have Crossroads. It says fill in the squares of each diagram to form a compound word or phrase. One part of the answer reads across, and the other part reads down. The first part may be in either the across or the down boxes. Use only the letters given above the diagram. The letter shown in the diagram is shared by both parts of the answer. Okay, so this one here, you have all your letters, and you've got to make 2 words out of it with those letters. That makes a compound word. There's a lot of pages in here. There's more double trouble. where you have to make like a crossword puzzle, but there's a whole word in each box. There's stretch letters. We haven't seen that one yet. And that's what the grid looks like. See a stretch little thing right there. So this one says, these words listed alphabetically by length are to be entered in the diagram across only. Words do not read down. When writing in a blank taller than a square, stretch the letter to the full height of the blank. The stretched letters are part of more than one entry. Okay. That's a different one. Alright, so that S there, these letters, we've got a stretched out S right there, and an O over here, and an R. So the R will be used for a couple different words going across. Looks like 3 words. It's different. And on this side we have Lucky Score. It says fill in the diagram with words reading across to earn the highest possible score. The basic value of each letter is shown in the letter value chart over here. Okay, so it sort of reminds me of Scrabble. However, the value of a letter is doubled if it is used in a square with a circle, and tripled if used in a square with a diamond. Add up your score across for each word, then add up your grand total. You may not repeat a word. Okay. So that's not too complicated to explain. Okay, you've got the circles and the diamonds and your values for each letter. And then we've got add 1. So for add 1 it says, add 1 letter to each of the given words to form the answer to one of the clues. Each given word will only be used once. The added letter may be at the beginning, the end, or in the middle of the word. Place that letter in the box next to its clue. The added letters read from top to bottom will spell a 6-letter word. Okay, so the first one is backbone. So we have to figure out which one of these words we can add a letter to make it fit into that backbone. So it might be spine. We have pine here, P-I-N-E. We might add an S, and then the S will go right here. Okay. Okay, anagram magic square. Okay, it says, let me see what it looks like. It's a lot to see. So it says, find an anagram for the 5-letter word in each box. The anagram will answer one of the clues. Okay. Put the number of that clue into the small box and write the anagram on the dash. The numbers in each row and column will add up to 65. This one looks tough. Write the first letter of each anagram on the correspondingly numbered dash at the bottom of the page. And presto, the anagram magic message will appear. To start you off, we have put in one anagram and its clue number, and set its first letter on the proper dash at the bottom of the page. Oh, wow, okay. Okay, so the example that they have given here is the word they gave us is fused. So they used clue number 1, which is arguments, and they made the word feuds instead. And they put the letter 1 in the box and put the letter F down here in number 1. And that's how you just continue on. Okay. There's another one that we already saw, Kakuro, cryptic crossword, brick by brick. We've seen a lot of these already. More logic problem, word games puzzle, double trouble, double trouble. There's a few more. Let's see, we already did Quotefalls, brick by brick. Another one that's find the two identical pictures. So they look like they're all the same, but they're not. Cryptograms. Oh, that looks tough. So it's a message and substitution code. So it tells you which letters are substituted for each letter inside. You have to replace them. It's a lot of letters. And find the hidden code or the hidden message. Okay, some of these we've seen already. Let's see, some more logic puzzles. And this one over here we haven't seen, I don't think. This one is called Grand Tour. It says form a continuous chain of 5-letter words moving through the diagram from start to finish. The second part of one word becomes the first part of the next word. Watch out for false paths. The puzzle starts with splat and latex. Okay, so we can see that here. We've got SP, goes down to LAT, so it makes splat. And then lat goes with EX to make latex. And then the next might be extra, or what else could it be? I guess that's all it could be. Extra. And then the TRA could come down to SH and make trash. So you just follow the maze to the finish. Okay. Well, it looks like we looked at all of the different types of puzzles in here. Seems like they're all just different versions of the same game from here on out. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see